Dear Dominique, it's Friday, we the living, depressing yet refreshing, Pelly or Phyllis from Animal Crossing. 5-second update about my life, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Animal Crossing New Leaf, and a fresh cartilage piercing as of yesterday. I'm glad we have differing opinions on internet friends as well. It's really helpful to have an online writing community, like you said, for advice and support. But I've also seen the downside to it and when people get too caught up in it, and I think I'm very biased. I know I'm very biased towards the negative side. Remember when I was all about change in January? I've been about change for the past 5 months, and then a new word came into my head, and that word was... I don't know why, but I came back from college and I think there's a lot of memories in this town because I started thinking about back in high school when I had a lot of relationships that went wrong and I didn't do anything to help it. When my 9th grade boyfriend broke up with me, it wasn't because of me, it was because something was going on in his life. And he still wanted to be friends, and I completely just shut him down and we didn't really talk much after that. I also had a relationship a year later in which I said, hey, I'm not really interested anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And he asked me if we could be friends and I shut him down because he was psycho. But I wonder if he weren't psycho, would I have given him a second chance? 3rd time's the charm. Like I told you before, I had a couple of friends who I said, hey, this friendship kind of sucks, and I won out. And they both kind of said, well, can we be friends still? And we tried it a little bit and it didn't really work, and I moved on. And I realized how much of a hard ass I was in high school, and it kind of hurt me, and I was like, why didn't I give these people second chances? Why didn't I give them a chance to redeem themselves and myself as a friend? But I also remember during my freshman year of college when I did give someone a second chance. We were hanging out in the fall and November came along and we did something really stupid, and it ruined our friendship because my feelings were hurt and he used me. But he came back after Christmas break and was like, I'm sorry, can we please be friends? And I was like, wow, no one has ever really come up to me before and said, I'm sorry, I know I screwed up, can we try again? And so I gave him a second chance, and it began the same way and ended the same way, and I was like, Marissa, you are so stupid. Why would you open yourself up again to be vulnerable in front of this person? Why? You lost your dignity, you lost your respect for yourself. But I had to take a step back, and I had to reassess myself. I said, Marissa, I like to talk to myself a lot. I said, Marissa, you didn't lose your dignity. You didn't lose your self-respect. You misplaced them for a time being. You allowed yourself to do something you never did before. You opened up to someone. You allowed yourself to tell them the truth and tell them how you really felt, and it didn't work. And you learned from it, right? So I'm like, how do I accept this? How do I accept the fact that I'm flawed? How do I accept the past and myself and relationships with others? And I realized, you know, that's not something that you can just snap your fingers and have done overnight. It's a gradual process, but you know, I know that I can't go back into the past and be like, you know what, let's give this a second try. And everything happens for a reason. That's the motto I live by. It sounds cheesy, but it's come true so many times, and it's like, I have to remember that everything happens for a reason. I didn't give these people second chances for a reason. Partly because most of them turned out to be crazy. But I gave that one kid in college a second chance. I don't really know why. Because I liked him, yeah, but also I think I gave him a second chance so I could learn. Again, cement that in your head. Don't screw up once and then screw up again. It's really hard to come to terms with life and what happens. And changes in yourself, because I used to be so like hard, like cemented in my ways, and now I'm more forgiving. And do I really like to be more forgiving? No, because sometimes it blows up in my face. But I guess I'm just becoming more compassionate and more human. Dominique, have a great weekend. By the time it's time for me to make another video on this channel, my crazy family will be visiting my grandpa who lives like right there. So that should be fun. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy the beautiful weather, and I'll see you next week.